And we are live. Welcome to Fun in the Country Basement, where the Fun King 3D and Chris Riley and I sit around and they work on great projects, and I look like an idiot. So y'all get ready to have much fun as a fox in the hen house. And here we go. Let's go with Glenn first.
Hello, everybody. I'm Glenn from Fun King 3D, and today I'm repping my brother James from Print and Play. But I'm actually not working on anything. I'm just going to piddle with a few projects here and there. And if you need to know where to find me, I can be found everywhere, Fun King 3D. Good evening and good news.
And I guess that's me. I am Chris Riley from Chris's Basement here on YouTube. You can find me over on Twitter if you like, Chris Riley 3D. I am ready for a fun-filled 2-hour Fun in the Country Basement where I try to break as little as possible and repair the same things I've repaired dozens of times. Thank you for everyone for joining. It's always a good time to see you and see what's going on in the chat.
I guess that leaves me. I'm Walter from Country 3D. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Country 3D. Today, I think I'm going to put some screws in a rep box. I may not get them all in there, but I'm going to try some of them. But first, let's welcome everybody. Let's go with 3D Print and Llama, Knack 3D Designs, Fun King 3D. Andrew S. is here. Ooh, there's Nightbots even showing up. Stephen Lightspeed, Bob S., Tristan, Sean Butler, Jake from State Farm, Paul Cumber, Pete C., HVAC A to Z, Lester C. Weatherell, 3D Mark, Michael Bowman, 3D Jimmy, 3D Gusner, Darren Anton, Clint, what's up? Everybody, welcome. There's Mike falling in at the end, and I've caught everybody up to date. Woo! That was a short list to go through. Thank God.
Anybody shows up now, too bad.
Too bad. You don't get called out.
We're not saying hi to you if you show up late.
How's the beer cooler today? I will tell you, I need to take the blanket down and turn the air conditioner back on in there and let both of them run full time. I don't know if I can afford that, to have two window units running 100% of the time, because they will run nonstop.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what to tell you to do for a solution on that. I mean, RVs are just they're not super well insulated, and then
well, if I could find me a 10,000 to put in this hole over here, you know, and then close off this area, a 10,000 will keep it cool in here, and it'll cycle.
I don't know. The two that I had, I mean, they were the roof units, but I had two 15,000 BTU units, and they fought all day long to keep that thing going.
Well, the cool thing about this one is it's got a roof over on the top and on
that's true.
on
Yeah.
the back. So I do have the roof overs that help some. So I'm thinking a 10,000 would hold it in here. I did say Jake from State Farm. You were acknowledged, and it won't happen again.
Now you acknowledged him twice. Great. You gave him what he wanted. Now
I know, right?
Now he's going to be unruly.
Carl says he cools his entire house with one window unit, but you live in like Pennsylvania where the high temperature is like 45 year round.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The humidity, it started to rain here, and that's when the humidity finally dropped today. Like, it was so thick walking around outside.
The thing is, somebody was asking me about the humidity the other day. I said, well, right now it's like 1,000% because it's actually falling. But when it quits that, it'll just kind of hover in the air. So
yeah, I went to walk, and it was like slow motion trying to get through the humidity.
Yeah, somebody asked me the other day what I was doing when I was going to the car. I said, that's called the breaststroke.
Nice.
So for those of you guys out there that are interested, I finally got my lead screws in. I have 4 1,000 millimeter long lead screws, which will have to be cut, but they came from, I don't know, is it pronounced Ziltech or Zaltech?
I say Ziltech.
Ziltech, that's how I say it too, but I never know. But yeah, I ordered it from them. I ordered them as 2,000 millimeter, and then just told them if they wanted to cut them for shipping, they could. So they sent me 4 1,000 millimeter. It was cheaper that way to buy them as 2,000 millimeter. And so I do have to cut them again to fit the printer, but those are here. And look, it's printing.
Yeah.
That's only the second thing I've printed since Murph. And the first thing wasn't even for me, it was for Xander. 1,000 millimeter printing an aircraft carrier. No, it's the lead screws need to be 650 millimeters long. The catch was if I ordered them as 1,000 millimeter, they were like $31 or $32 a piece. If I ordered them as 2,000 millimeter, they were like $2 more. So instead of ordering 4 at $32, I ordered 2 at $36 with the plan on just cutting them myself. But they were nice enough to just send me 4 1000s. I will have to cut all of them, but this way I get to cut them at the exact length that I want.
So did anyone besides me watch BattleBots and see the printed solid sticker on the back of Tombstone?
Yeah, I didn't.
I did not.
BattleBots is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I'm glad they brought it back like 4 or 5 years. And they're calling it like season 1 through 5 now, when it's been on since 1998.
Yeah, long time, right?
Yeah, but yes, Mr. Dave Randolph is a sponsor of Tombstone. Even though I'm going to say this publicly, I love to hate that guy. I really don't like to back a winner. But
you love to hate Dave Randolph? He's a pretty nice guy.
Well, no, not Dave, but I can't remember what is his name. The guy that built that thing.
I have no idea.
I don't remember, but he's probably a really nice guy. But he wins a lot. So, but anyway, I thought it was pretty cool to see the sticker.
Christopher Maschuk, I have actually thought about making it taller because of the ball screws that are on there now, but it would be. Well, actually, now that I'm getting rid of those equalizer cables, it may not be too bad. So I might think about it. I won't make it 1,000 millimeters tall, though. That's crazy. Plus, the wiring harness wouldn't be long enough. I'd have to rebuild the whole wiring harness.
Andrew S., I watch Robot Wars as well.
Man, I'm getting an error on the Repcord page, so I can't look at the pictures up close.
Timothy Harkness said, "Hello from Roswell, New Mexico." That's creepy. Oh,
hey, I've been there.
At least it's not Roswell, Georgia. If you ever have to decide between Roswell, Georgia, or Roswell, New Mexico, definitely take the New Mexico one. Because there is nothing in Roswell, Georgia. It's right outside of Atlanta, but
I'm gonna have to say I've never been to Roswell, Georgia, but
it's like
I have been to
northwest Atlanta.
Yeah, I've been to Roswell, New Mexico, and it is disappointing.
How can it be disappointing? There's aliens there.
Yeah, no, they left a long time ago, and they look like they partied hard, tore the town up, and left.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, you got to remember that was what, the 50s when that happened, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, and now that they've got Area 51 blocked off so far out that you can't get even close to it.
1947. That happened.
It's kind of lost the draw.
The luster has come off of the town.
Ain't no need to be hating on Georgia.
3D Jimmy's got it right. We got aliens here.
Actually, he's not here. I haven't seen him.
Oh no, I
No,
don't.
Josh.
I think he was talking about Josh.
Jokes. I get jokes.
Tourist traps is all they left behind, just like Florida.
Yeah.
So
Timothy Harkness. Go ahead.
So this company that's come out that's kind of popular on Twitter at the moment, Ear One. How do you guys pronounce that? ERY.
Airy one.
Airy one. Airy one. Airy one.
But with the mispronunciation.
Gotcha.
It's like, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, I have a roll of their film, and I haven't printed with it yet. But I want to say his name was Aaron. Reached out to me through Twitter and said, hey, we got this filament. If you're interested in it, you can look us up on Amazon. Just search something rainbow filament or whatever. And the way that I read the message, I wasn't sure if it was just an advertisement or if he wanted to send me a roll. I responded back to him. I said, you want to send me a roll? I'll try it.
Right.
It's like I have so much filament, I don't need more filament. But if you want to give me some.
Awesome.
That don't fit that way.
You want a chair?
So I've been working with Roy over at Pennycat, the main boards.
Yeah.
They have some pretty interesting stuff, and hopefully I can try some of it out. They, everybody loves Ultimate Machine, including me, but Ultimate Machine only has a handful of things, right? I mean, they've just got a couple of boards, so always looking for another alternative for main boards. So that could be worthwhile, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Come on.
John Strand, I am making a repair to log. I actually got some Masumi bearings. I was really tired of the discount bearings because they're really noisy. So I ended up getting some Masumis, and those things are $5 a piece. After I'm used to giving like 15 cents, it's kind of hard to pay $5 a piece. But we're gonna try them out.
Well, and then that'll tell you. I mean, you try them out, and they're super smooth and quiet. Then you'll know it's worth it. And if they're not, never do it again.
Exactly. They came quick though. They actually shipped from someplace local. They came a day after.
So I'm a huge Lego fan. I really enjoy Lego products. But what I have here in front of me is a brick that lights up. And the batteries are now dead. I suppose it's been sitting in the box being pressed on and it ran the batteries dead, but it's not very friendly to change the batteries in it.
Kristen, this Y carriage is printed out of PETG. I had that paper board. What's the paper board called? Not MDF.
Masonite?
No, I can't remember. It's mostly glue and paper. I had it made out of that, and it kept tearing. The screw holes kept tearing out. So I went printed, and it's been pretty good actually. I did not, Gustner. I did not see your Mark 42 with magnets that Derek did. I'll have to go check it out. What is this thing doing? I think my bed has a bad standoff. That'll ruin your day.
Yeah, anytime you have a bad standoff, it gets rough.
That's right.
In any sense of the word.
Man. I think I'm missing a part.
I doubt it. It's there.
Yeah.
It's right there. Right there.
Yeah.
The other one.
Yeah, hardboard. I would guess hardboard is probably the best term. Mexican standoff, that's not what you want.
That's Waco.
I've been printing ABS all day. I have to say it's going pretty well. I haven't died once.
I don't know how to pronounce that. Grammy Aubrey, a.k.a. the Flying Scotsman, took apart his washing machine to use the bearings from it on his time trial bike. Thankfully, we don't have to resort to that. That's what happened at the OK Corral, a bad standoff.
Bad standoff.
That's usually what happens at the Golden Corral, too, a bad standoff.
I need some M3 screws that are shorter than 6 millimeters. I should buy some of those.
Oh, here, I got one right here.
That would be nice.
Well, if Walter would ever finish that Stargate, we could zap stuff back and forth to each other.
I know, right?
Timothy Harkness says, talk about Lego bricks. Did you see, I think his name is Devin from Make Anything, on his poly panels? I did see those. I don't think I watched his video, but I seen some of the poly panels on the Twitters. And Joe Prusha is making an Apollo 11 Lego kit. Yeah, I seen that. It's $100 for that kit, but I love it. I would love to have it, but it would just sit on the shelf with the rest of my Legos.
Oh, that Joe Prusa. Always doing so many crafty things, like taking the name out of my favorite slicer. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, at least you got the name right, Slicer.
It is a slicer. It is not. It shall be named. It shall remain nameless. It's dead to me. I still use it every day. Got VNC installed and working. Awesome.
John Strand said, "Do it. Pull the trigger. Lego kids can't go wrong." No, I agree, but I have a whole like a shelf like as long as this one over there that's got all like Speed Champion Lego kits on it, and then we have been sorting through the kids' Lego collection, which has now been going on for about a month, yeah. The bins. I know I've shown you guys this picture, but the bins they're dishwashing buckets, and we now have 3 gray, 2 black. We just started a second red. We need to start a second white, and it's just not working. We need bigger bins. These kids have a massive Lego collection, and it's because their father is obsessive compulsive.
We were watching one of those Disney videos that I was telling you about. And at Disney Springs, they have a Cinderella Castle Lego kit that's $350.
Okay.
My wife said, "You're good at putting Legos together, right?" I said, "Yeah, but I'm not good at spending $350 on Legos."
I'm terrible at that.
I'm terrible at that. I'm very,
The guy
very bad.
at the Disney or at the store at Legoland was trying to sell us the Millennium Falcon for $799.
Wow. Good Lord.
It's like, I don't know, a bazillion parts. But he said that there aren't many left in the wild. You can find them on eBay, but they're selling for like $1,300 and $1,400. And I thought, well, that would be a good investment, but no.
You got $1,300. I'll sell you mine. It's already put together. It's right there.
Yeah, I know.
I don't remember it being that expensive. It might have been $100, $150 maybe.
It probably wasn't when it first came out, but
Yeah.
no, I have enough other places to be putting my finances right now.
Yeah, me too. I don't know, and I talked about this the other day. Galaxy's Edge opened in Disneyland in California on the 30th of May or 31st of May.
Okay.
And in there, you can build a droid, you can build a lightsaber, and the lightsabers are really cool, $200, whatever. They have a life-size R2-D2 in there that you can buy. That is movie accurate, and it's $25,000.
Well, that's a pretty good deal.
You can buy a full suit of First Order Stormtrooper armor for $6,000.
Well, that's a pretty good deal too.
You keep sounding like my wife.
Does it come with the blaster that can't hit anything?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because it's probably got a blaster that doesn't actually work. But it was amazing. It was amazing some of the prices. The lightsabers are really cool because you can change out the kyber crystals in them, and but that wasn't what my wife said we needed. What she said we needed was, because she's a Cinderella buff, they have a jewel encrusted Cinderella castle in Disneyland or in Disney World that you can buy. It's $37,000.
Well,
We're wondering how many of these a year they sell. How many of those R2-D2s have they sold already?
well, probably one. I mean, there's one rich guy out there that bought one for sure.
But you know what I mean. I mean, just really, how often do you sell those things?
Yeah. Andrew S. said, useless information. Lego is the biggest producer of tires in the world, which is, I know that to be true. And I also know that my children own half of all that they've ever produced.
The biggest producers of tires.
Tires, yeah. Lego produces more tires than all tire manufacturers combined.
I can imagine though, the little bitty tires that they
Oh, yeah.
manufacture. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Isn't Lego Swedish or Dutch or something?
Denmark.
Denmark.
But wouldn't like Hot Wheels or somebody be close?
Nowadays, probably not. I don't even remember the last time I saw a Hot Wheel.
Oh,
I
there's a
just
bunch.
bought Zach some yesterday.
Really?
There's
You know what's awesome about Hot Wheels? They're still just $1.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's a fun toy for kids to play with. They're still built relatively well, not as good as they used to be. Like the bottoms are plastic on them, but they're $1. I mean, I bought them a 5-pack for $4.99. It was awesome.
Carl said she's got champagne taste on a beer budget. She's got champagne taste on a water budget. And I'm talking tap water. I'm not talking bottled.
John Butler wants to know if the Cinderella Castle has AC.
Yeah, probably. I
You can move your studio in there.
So, yeah. All right. Now, it probably told me not to tighten those down.
Is that the acrylic hook into the acrylic?
It's hooking into the plastic.
Oh,
The
yeah.
rubber.
Just make sure when you put the screws through for the acrylic that you get them the right tightness. You'll want to hear the acrylic snap, and then you'll know it's tight enough.
Right.
Then back it off a half a turn.
Right? Yeah. You don't want to leave it too tight.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
Newton pounds and all. Digital Misfit. I'm working on log again. I'm slowly replacing all of the old plastic parts with the same color. My buddy Kevin Schofield, his OCD is through the roof about my color matching on log, so I got to get it done for him.
That's all it takes. So that's all it takes to get you to change it, because I really think that should be Fun King 3D yellow PETG.
Well,
Should
yeah,
be
that's
orange
going
and
a
blue.
little far.
Should be orange and blue. That should be colors we can agree on, Glenn. Orange and blue.
Fun in the Country Castle, except for you just replaced Chris with the castle. It would have to be Fun in the Castle Basement.
Fun in the castle basement. Right?
Isn't that always where the dungeon was? John Strand, I have not. In fact, what's printing right now, which is parts of the FK1, is only the second thing I've printed since Murph. So it's a little known fact that almost every one of those maker boxes is still full of filaments. I have so much filament.
It's funny because I've got these 2 big rolls of off-color purple down here, and I haven't printed not one thing with them yet.
Yeah, well, those are good. Those would be good to burn through on big projects.
Yeah, now I'm missing a screw. There it is.
So
You got a screw loose.
Yep.
about 5. So the Snappy, right? The fully 3D printed printer. I've been working on that again, and I figured some things out, and I switched some things around, and it's actually printing pretty well. It's self-replicating right now. I'm printing parts, but I've got a full set of the X rail, and it runs pretty smooth. So I think I'm actually going to get this done.
Wow, that'd be pretty cool.
It might actually self-replicate. We'll see.
I ought to whoop every one of y'all. You let me put this on backwards.
Digital Misfit, who used to be Mayan Misfit, he's updated the screen name to match everywhere else. Does anyone know what wheels the TiVo Flash uses? I need replacements. Is it V slot or is it T slot?
I would figure it'd use the same ones as everybody else does, but
not. Yeah, I mean, if it's a T slot, if it's T slot aluminum, then you should use the rounded wheels. If it's V slot, then you use the wheels with the was it chamfered edge?
yeah,
Is that a fillet? However you pronounce that.
I'd say chamfer. I get all of my replacement wheels off eBay.
think I got a 10-pack off of Amazon for like $13 or $14.
I bought a 40-pack out of China for like $12.
Yeah.
I have no idea what mine cost. They were like a quarter a piece, I think, or something like that.
Carl said, only have one printer running currently. Can't get to the rest of my printers. Darn Thanos swords so big the printer and rollers block access to my other printers. That's bad logistics.
Yes, I was knocking on wood. So you don't want to talk about the Snappy without appeasing the gods first.
Mr. Buttram being funny. I put it on backwards.
Yeah, you put that on backwards.
I did. The pictures are not great on this. I'm gonna tell you now.
Well, if only you could reach out to the owner of the company.
I know.
And give them feedback.
There's like 3 rules I follow in life, and one of them is never buy anything from a guy named Pooch.
Oh.
I'm just kidding, by the way. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
The second one is never buy anything from a company called Philadry.
That's a great rule.
Because you get pooched.
Just like Chuck did.
Is that what they're calling it now? Pooched. I'm still getting comments on that video. People are still watching that video.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll be a good one for a long time to come.
Yeah.
So Joel went to, I don't know what, Rapid or whatever it was, and he talked to a guy that had a filament dryer. Like it was an inline filament dryer. It kind of did the same thing, but he was quite a bit more upfront about it.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to get one of those. So we're gonna try it again
and see if that one worked better than the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has a legitimate use case though. They actually use it. They dry nylon and then they use this dryer and they dry it in flight so that they can keep, while it's printing, they can keep it dry.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
My head says no. My head says that's not gonna. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
If your nylon is coming out of wherever you're spooling it from, like if you spool it right out of the dryer, it's not gonna get wet enough by the time it hits your printer to cause issues.
Yeah.
And if it is, then running it through a device that's blowing hot air on it is not gonna fix it.
It could be. It could be.
But that's just what my brain says. By the way, Matt, how I do it is here. Hello, Matt.
There is. I can tell you this that the person that reached out to me, there is a lot of transparency with this device, so that makes me happy right off the bat.
Well, and that's the thing, if they're not selling it as something that's going to suck all the water out of your wet filament, then that's a different beast altogether.
Right, and it's quite a bit more affordable as well. I have to mention.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not telling you, hey man, you can soak this in water for a week and then we'll dry it right as it's coming into your printer.
Right.
So
it should be interesting. We'll see.
Oh, all right, you guys stop talking about it. I'm Shane from Cruisers here. Hi, Shane.
Yeah, he's working, but he heard that I put something together wrong, so he had to stop and watch for a second. He's going to have a housewarming party here soon. Glenn, are you going to go?
I don't know. It's a long way from here.
Oh yeah, all of like what, 10 minutes?
I would have to check my travel budget.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I did get lost leaving his house the other day. The neighborhood is so screwy. I don't even know where we ended up, but it took Google Maps to get out of the neighborhood.
That's crazy. Shane heard that I like the new Prusa slicer. I don't want to talk about it, Shane. Touchy subject.
I haven't actually tried the new one yet. Like I haven't played with it at all.
Well,
I'm using, what is it, 1.41?
Yeah.
Which has some of the new features in it. Like it's got the new interface and stuff, but again, I haven't printed a lot and I just needed to get printing today, so I, went to went to the one I know works, and
Well, being an old curmudgeon as I am, I hate change. So, so I have the new Prusa slicer, and automatically started hating it. So, but it's not it has nothing to do with the slicer. It's just the fact that it's new.
Well, that's what everybody's saying about Kira as well.
Yeah.
With the what 4.0, whatever 4.x,
Right.
they're like, oh, it's terrible. Why did you change it? And it's like, I've tried it. It works pretty well. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's like, so you got to learn everything all over again. But
That's exactly how it is with Prusa
No.
slicer. I'm already getting pretty used.
Slicer PE is still my go-to.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it. It is a much nicer interface, I have to admit. But now you got, beginner, intermediate, expert options, and it's just different.
John Strand, that one is formerly an Annette A8 that has been converted to the AM8 and then very heavily upgraded. In fact, about the only things that are still original on that is the main board, which isn't even the original main board. It's been replaced thanks to Walter. The control panel and the motors. I think everything else has been swapped on it.
Yeah, Shane, I hope that's actually true, and somebody won that bet because they were successful.
What's that?
He says, "Awesome, mission successful. Had an in-house bet to see if I could drive Mr. Riley crazy with the name."
It would have been even funnier if they would have named it like SLICK 3R.
That would have been even better. And they would have added a command line interface that was easy to get to.
Yeah, I don't even want to show you guys a picture of the FK1 right now because it's literally a workbench. It is full of stuff. Like I have another printer sitting on it and maker boxes stacked on it.
I put in a new shelf last weekend over there in the print area, and it's already completely full.
Well, that's the FK1's a shelf.
Yeah.
And completely full.
But I have a little less stuff on the floor.
I don't.
It's
And then I
still
still have all the totes after Murph are stacked up over here still, and like I have. Well, Walter has seen it. There's a good amount of space up here, but it's like encroaching on me. It's getting. I just make sure whatever you guys can see is relatively clean, but I did. I was telling Walter earlier. I got new monitors for up here. I got them through the auction site for the University of Florida. Go Gators! And so I have now 3 22-inch monitors up here, which let me push everything back. So I've begun to clean this spot up here that had a bunch of stuff that you guys couldn't see. Any flat surface becomes a shelf. Absolutely. Any horizontal surface is a good place to put something.
My wife refuses to let me put tables in certain areas because she knows that the instant the table goes down, it will be full of stuff.
Yeah.
And I got some news for y'all. They actually closed down our office in Tallahassee, so I no longer have to go into the office anymore at all.
Wow.
I have to go to Tallahassee every other Friday because we have a sprint planning meeting. But anyway, so I had to bring all of my stuff home from the office that was 3D printed. I brought it all in, and I'm like, Virginia, you got to move all your stuff now. Get all the crap out of my way.
You should have just grabbed a garbage can right at the office and just like right in the
Right. No, I mean because I've got a TiVo Little Monster full size Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
That was at the office. I've got a what is it? It's a big faceless version 2 over there. I've got a beautiful Fox that I printed.
Walter, I'm afraid that we're going to have to ban John Strand from your channel.
Who?
He's swearing.
Yeah, John Strand, that won't be allowed. That just will not be allowed. That's akin to like cursing children.
We can't have that kind of language in here, John.
No, this is a family-friendly channel, and you need to keep it that way. because you keep that up, I'm gonna make it not family friendly here in a hurry. You know, everybody's got problems. John Strand just has a lot of them. I can't wait, man. August the 24th. I cannot wait. I am not gonna lie. You know, and it's funny because Galaxy's Edge opens in Orlando on August 29th.
Yeah.
I just can't wait. I just can't wait. All right, you can kick Jake from State Farm as well.
Okay. Yep.
Yep, he's out.
5-day timeout for Jake.
Yep. John Stratton said he'll just have to unsubscribe then. No, buddy, you can be a closet Noel fan all you want to. Just don't announce it. Stay in that closet.
No, it's always fun. I buy quite a bit of stuff through their auction site, and it's always fun to go up and pick it up and get to visit Gainesville.
Right. Oh, and there's another one. I swear now everybody's trying to be funny. You Radford the Third's got go. I can't even say that word. What's that word?
I don't know. I don't think that's a proper spelling of any word.
I don't either.
So my niece was up, like she was accepted into both University of Georgia as well as University of Florida, and she had to make the choice of where she was going to go, and she chose University of Florida, which my brother-in-law is a huge Dogs fan.
Oh, yeah?
And, so that was kind of fun because it was kind of a slap in the face.
Well, and you know, and I told my daughter because she could have picked any college she wanted to go to. I'm not going to lie. And I told her, I said, look, go where the program that you need is. Because we had a guy here, and he's actually come back to the county and became a music teacher here. But he was heavily into music theory, and he wanted to be a music teacher. Well, the best school in our state for that is Florida State.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm glad he went to Florida State. He is still a Gator fan.
God, that would have to be tough. I mean, that would be.
I mean, he was born and raised a Gator fan. Both of his parents graduated from University of Florida. His sister and brother went there, and I mean, he had his choice to go there. But the music program at Florida State is actually better than the one in Gainesville.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to be a doctor, go to Gainesville. If you're going to be a dentist, go to Gainesville.
Well, see, I like to go to Gainesville when I need a doctor.
Right, there you go. Right. No, I get it. You can still root for the other football team. But I have to root for Florida State when we're not playing them. I have to because we have so many kids from our county that go because we're only 30 miles away.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to doing that.
Yeah, I don't do the chant. Don't get me wrong. Okay, if it's a kid from our county, I'm like, go, kid, go. But that's about it. That, and I want them undefeated.
Walter watches a game like this. I'm not putting my arms up.
Oh, there you go. And John Strand got it right. If you want to be a circus performer, go to FSU because they do have a cool circus.
Do they really?
Yeah, it's called the Seminole football team.
Good one.
But no, they do. They actually do. And one of our friends, her daughter is actually on a trapeze artist in the FSU circus.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean they have
that there would be enough demand for that.
There is. It's crazy, but there is.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems weird. Walter, go young whippersnapper.
That's right.
And get off my lawn.
But no, I mean, I have to. I hope that FSU is undefeated when we stomp their butts at the end of the year. I mean, it's just one of them things, you know. All right, so I am through, I think, with step one. I have not tightened all this down. Yes. I cannot give that a plus 30 points. I'm sorry. Let's go to the next step. Oh, Lord.
Shane said, wait, I had a custom MMU2 parts set made for Walter. The community told me to make it in red and yellow.
Hey, John Strand, do you need some MMU2 parts? Because Shane's got a set for you. But
Uncle Ron in the house, a degree in being a clown.
Yeah, right. That is, I don't know. I don't know what that degree is or what they call it or what you want to call it, but they offer it. They have a cool circus.
College.
It's called Disappointed Parents.
Oh yeah, but there's a whole handful of those degrees out there.
Yeah. Disappointed parents.
Mom, Dad, I need 25 grand. I'm gonna learn to fly on the trapeze.
I bet it's more than 25 grand.
I'm sure it is.
Well, actually, in-state tuition for Florida State is cheaper than Florida's, and for Florida, you can go for 21 grand a year.
Yeah.
So that yeah, higher than 25 grand, but not per year. So
I got a degree, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
right there you go. That's mine.
I have a degree. It hangs over there on the wall, and it's from a now defunct school. Good old ITT Tech.
Oh yeah, that's right. They went down, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, and then because I went there, I get all the Facebook ads for, click here for help getting, tuition reimbursement. Well, not if you went there, 20 years ago.
Yeah. Duo got it right. Mom, Dad, I need 25K. I'm going to buy a little R2D2.
That I would accept.
So the actual clown college
Yes.
was the brainchild of Irvin Feld, the owner of Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus,
Okay.
and is in Venice, Florida,
Really?
which is where my wife and I honeymooned. I mean, we go to Venice Beach, not often, but occasionally, and I never even knew there was a clown college there. That would explain the service in some of the restaurants.
Nappin said he thought I had a degree in being a redneck. They don't give out degrees in that.
That's an honorary degree.
I guess there are different degrees of redneck. Probably right in the middle somewhere. There's a lot more rednecky folks than me. Believe me.
Poppy Ron, that is wonderful news.
All right, what am I doing? I need that metal piece. Which piece is
So we're now almost 45 minutes into the stream, and I'm really surprised that nobody has mentioned the thing that you wanted to talk about.
I know, and I haven't mentioned it. Nobody else has brought
No,
it
I
up.
wanted to see if it came up, but we might as well go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I didn't see it because I haven't been on Twitter very much at all in the past week. Okay. Like 2 or 3 times. I actually missed a message from James for like 2 days because I hadn't been on there. But Bryce Schwartzwelder actually sent it to me yesterday on Facebook. So go ahead, Glenn, bring it up. Talk about it.
Carl just nailed it, and that is Make Media.
Yes.
So first of all, if any of you guys have ever not been to a maker fair, that's sad. It is definitely an experience that as a maker you should experience. Now, as I understand it, Make Media has pretty much been struggling since the day they started. But when your biggest product, tangible product, is a magazine in today's times, that's hard. But of course, then they had the maker fairs, which is kind of the backbone of all of us. So, but it is definitely sad news. But Christopher Maschek just said that KC Maker Fair is still going on, Chris.
Excellent. I will be there.
But from the little bit that I've been digging the small maker fairs, not necessarily the minis, but not your major ones, not Bay Area, not New York, not Dubai. The smaller ones are all independently operated and funded, so they should still be okay. I did get word yesterday that Orlando Maker Fair is definitely still on for November. It looks like Gainesville is still pushing forward to have another one, which will be probably in February again. So, and I would imagine like Miami, Kansas City, Austin, the other ones are probably the same way. I'm sure they weren't getting funding from Make Media, but so definitely do support your local maker fair. So even if it's a mini maker fair, which are usually just one-day events, definitely check them out. Either exhibit or just go as a visitor or volunteer. They'd love that.
Yeah, see, and the thing is, we don't even have a local makers fair.
Yeah, well, I would imagine it would be okay in Tallahassee. I mean, if somebody put one together for Tallahassee.
Yeah, they tried one, I think 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, and it didn't really work out for them.
Well, then that's bad marketing.
Yeah.
So Lester said Autodesk and Microsoft dropped out of Bay Area Maker Fair this year, and that is true. But my thought is if your whole entire existence depends on 2 sponsors, you're not doing something right. So
yeah, I mean that because they said they still had enough in that article that I read. It still said they had enough money to cover that it was paid for. They made their money back on Bay Area. So
yeah, well, they said that they met ticket sales. Like they met their projected ticket sale needs, but it just wasn't enough to keep them afloat. And the article I read said something, and I'm going to say 10 million, but I don't know if that's necessarily the number. But they had taken a significant amount of investment money over the last 5 years or so. And when you have investors, you have to generate cash to keep those investors happy. Yeah, nobody wants to invest in something and not get paid.
Yeah.
So, John Strand, as far as the email list, I mean, if you Google Gainesville Maker Fair, you will find their website. Same for Orlando, and that those links are in there. The Maker Fair name just required them to have certain things. That's why you saw a lot of places had Maker Fests instead of Maker Fairs. Well, and I said you could just drop the E off of Maker Fair, just like Maker FAIR, and go that route.
You could have done it FARE.
But Maker Fest is good too, Yeah. Or just name them All Farts.
That's really what they should do.
Does anyone still buy magazines anymore? Everything you need is online. Well, and when I was at New York Maker Fair, when Xander and I were there in 2017, like as we were leaving, the Make booth was like, "Hey, do you get our magazine?" And I'm like, "I couldn't tell you the last time I touched a magazine," And they're like, "Well, we're online too," and I'm like, "And so is YouTube and everything else," And it's like, it's hard, but I was supporting them by paying to get into the Maker Fair instead.
Yeah, the only magazine.
Xander doesn't live here anymore. He moved out. He got too big for his britches. He was tired of me throwing him down the stairs.
He got his own.
The only magazine that I ever get now is MSDN, and that's because I have an MSDN subscription and they send it to me.
Well, I get one from the NRA, but I don't ever read it.
Oh, I get several that like that, but that's a month. Is the NRA's not monthly though, is it?
Yeah, it's I was getting National Rifleman, and I recently changed it to another one that I can't even tell you what it is because I never read it. So next time I renew, I'm just going to check that I don't want a magazine.
Yeah.
I used to like them because they had Harbor Freight coupons in there, but then I discovered the website that has all the coupons on it.
Right.
I couldn't even tell you the last magazine that I got.
Well, the kids get a Lego magazine every month. That's fun.
Actually, probably Guitar Magazine was the last magazine I got because they had like 4 different songs you could learn every month.
Right.
And then, Tablature.com came out.
Yeah, well, back in the day, before the internet, you guys can imagine that. I remember getting the computer magazines and stuff, and they would always have the programming things in there, and then you'd have to follow through the magazine and type everything into the computer.
Yep.
Now it's all copy and paste, which I think you learn less that way.
Yes, you do. But it's so much faster.
It is faster. There's no lie about that.
Tom Mama said one day child services is going to show up about you throwing kids down the stairs. Yeah, but the ones I throw down the stairs leave, so they won't be here. I told Xander, I said, I'm getting tired of throwing you down the stairs. Can you start throwing yourself down the stairs?
Contract it out.
And then I went bowling yesterday. It was a fundraiser. It's an organization that they're nationwide, and they help women who have been involved in human trafficking. So when they're rescued out of human trafficking, they ship them to a city away from wherever they were, and they put them in housing, and they teach them a skill, and it's all like low key, anonymous, so that they can't be found. And so they did a fundraiser on Saturday at a bowling alley. So my company went and we bowled, and now my legs and butt muscles hurt.
That is one thing I never get to do, but I really enjoy. I love bowling.
It's a lot of fun. I actually have my own ball, and my ball's name is Norm.
Nice.
Because I bought him from a thrift store, and it had like the guy's name engraved on the ball, so now that's the ball's name.
I'm leaving that alone, man. I'm staying off of that. I actually like roller skating better than bowling.
I couldn't roller skate to save my life. I tried, numerous times when I was a kid, because that was a big thing in the late 80s, early 90s, right?
Oh, yeah. I did tons of that when I was 16, 17, 18 years old.
I never could get the hang of it.
I was on the speed team. I DJ'd at our local skating rink for a few years. Was a referee for a while. I could skate. I could skate pretty good.
3D Guthrie said, I can remember typing code for my Commodore 16 and wait a month for the bug fix in the magazine. Yeah, they always have the section in the back, like, oops, we messed up last month.
All right. Mounting the steel support beam.
Yeah, the last time I tried to put skates on, I had bought a set of rollerblades, and it hurt my calf muscles so bad because your feet are, like they're just like stuck like that. And of course, I was much older and out of shape at that point. But yeah, we would go skating twice a week, every Friday night and every Saturday night.
All right, trying to follow these instructions.
Country 3D ever been to Cimarron Skateway on Sunday? I would bet that Walter's never been to Cimarron Skateway.
Where the hell is Cimarron Skateway?
I have been. It's in Orlando.
Is it?
Yeah. It's off of Cimarron Boulevard, but
we had a skating rink here in our town, and then we had the speed team was in Tallahassee at Skating East.
Walter was probably a roller derby girl.
No.
Hip replacement.
Yeah, right.
Philippe, go for it, man. Yeah, I'm up for a challenge.
Echo. Stop. It wanted to play Blank Space by Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
I don't know where that came from.
It knew you wanted to go skating.
I guess.
His Amazon or his Echo, yeah. Well, it's only Chris or I that could monkey with it because they can't talk to him. But yes, it's still dangerous. That's why Walter won't leave the room. We'll make it buy him a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I just cut it off. Believe me.
Now, if we say something and anybody that's watching the stream, like it'll pick, and we've done that, like just messing around. But we tried not to.
Yeah. Alexa, buy Glenn a toupee.
Well, it's going to be purchased from somebody else's house because I don't have any of that in my house.
I know that's. I was hoping somebody's Alexa would buy you one.
I refuse to have devices that listen to me. So let me tell you a story. I know we've talked about this before, but so a week ago yesterday, Xander and I were over at Shane's house, and we were talking to him and Poppy Ron, and I had made mention about we were talking about just driving things, and I'm like, like I can drive anything if it's got a steering wheel and wheels. I can drive it, and one or the other is usually optional. And I said, there's a theme park called Diggerland where you can go and drive like front end loaders and excavators and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so conversation went on and whatever. Middle of this week, guess what started popping up on my Facebook? Like every third advertisement is an ad for Diggerland USA. I wasn't near my computer. It was purely off my phone picking it up. So,
wow.
Yeah, they're always listening.
Yeah, there's one of those out in Vegas, so you can go out and drive the buckets and stuff.
Well, I know there's somewhere in Florida, or at least there used to be, where you can drive a tank, and I definitely want to do that in my lifetime.
Oh, you got to do that.
But and I've driven some heavy equipment, but it would be fun to get to drive like a full-size excavator.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, well, that was on one of the shows that I watched one time. They had a race with the excavators in Vegas. I don't remember what show that was.
Well, Diggerland is in New Jersey, and if you're 48 inches or taller, they'll let you drive like a Bobcat, skid steer, and like farm tractors and all this. And I thought, Zach would love that. So you can drive a tank in Blue Ridge.
Driving a Bobcat's fun for about the first 3 minutes.
Well, it depends on if you're driving it for fun or if you have to actually work.
Well, I guess if you were like, terrorizing the neighborhood with it, that'd be
right. What about that rifle place in Orlando? Oh, Machine Gun USA.
Yeah,
I haven't done that yet either. But I got an ad on Facebook today where you can go drive supercars. So like you can pick a Ferrari, a Porsche, a Lamborghini. They have all these McLarens, all this, and I guess they move it around the country. So in November they'll be here in Florida, but it's down near Miami. But it's $400, and you only get to take 3 laps of a 1.9 mile track.
I think I said something on my stream Thursday. When we went to the doctor, I might have said it earlier. We went to the doctor. There was a McLaren parked in the middle of the parking lot, just amongst all the it was like a Kia on one side and a Toyota on the other. And this McLaren's just sitting there in the middle of all these cars on the parking deck.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I drove one of those, I would be that a-hole that took up like 3 spots.
Yeah, but that's what gets you dinged when you do that.
Yeah.
We have a couple of Ferraris here in this town. There's a Lamborghini that runs around here, a ton of Maseratis. Because the people here have money, but there's a guy that lives the road that I live on is technically a dead end. It dead ends into this big neighborhood, and there's a guy down there that's got a blue Ferrari, and he goes zinging by all the time.
So, Philippe, about two stepper motors and 2 end stops, all that good Z stuff. So, there's a couple of schools of thought on this. One, if you have 2 different stepper drivers, the voltage needs to be somewhat the same, or you could introduce one that was faster than the other. So, if you do that, then you really need to have 2 end stops. So, one on each side so that it can self-level. Is there a lot of benefit to it? Well, if your gantry is so heavy that it needs 2 drivers, maybe, I guess. But I worry mostly about them being synchronized enough during the print. I think running them off the same driver works just as well as that configuration would. But it is very doable. I've done it. I have machines that have it. It's right in Marlin and configuration advanced. It's not that hard to set up. The Snappy does it. The Mega S, the Anycubic Mega S does it. So it's pretty common, but there are some nuances that the one stepper driver for Z makes it a lot easier. Hopefully that's good enough of an answer.
It's pretty good.
So the link that Hugh Radford posted, Tanktown USA, which is in Georgia, you can drive a tank for $150. It's 10 minutes or a half a mile, whatever comes first. But they also have where you can crush a car for $599.
Oh, that worth every penny.
And you can take 4 passengers to accompany each driver, and the passengers have to only be 7 years old. So, like, I could take my kids in a tank.
Wow.
Uncle Ron, they use your car though. I want to put this thing back together, but I have 18 minutes left on the printed parts to fit it.
Well, it's only 5 o'clock. You got an hour.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get it done by time.
That's
my current goal.
The parts I'm printing, it's a 9-hour print for 2 pieces.
Yeah, that's how the Snappy's been going. Every print takes 12, 14 hours. But I'm going to have lots of time lapse.
Ah, come on. Lot.
Man, Mike said, once you're driving the tanks, what's stopping you from crushing the car anyway?
I don't remember what. That's true. Once you have a tank, what's it matter?
If you rent a car, if you go to Enterprise or whatever, rent a car and pay their $9 a day for the insurance.
What? There was a show, and I don't remember what. They're driving along in a tank, and they feel like this small bump, and they're like, "Huh, we must have hit a curb," and they drove over a bus. You
know? Yeah, we there's a train museum down in Miami, right outside of the Metro Zoo, and we've been there a few times. And they have a train ride. Like, the tracks are private; they take you out to the end of their property before you hit the main. I think it's CSX that owns the lines, but so you motor out and then you come back and whatever, and they do a track switch. And so we paid one time to ride in the engine. And Xander was still pretty small. He was probably like just 1 or 2, like pretty small. But we had stopped for them to switch the track, and the guy goes, "Well, you want to sit over here?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah." So I'm sitting behind the controls, and so they're doing whatever they're doing, and the guy goes, "Grab that brass handle and pull it 2 clicks." So I click, and all of a sudden the train started to move, and I'm like, "Am I driving the train?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was so excited. I got to drive an 80,000 ton
That would be so cool.
Diesel locomotive.
So cool.
So that's definitely the biggest thing I've driven.
Yeah. 2208 on Mega S. So VREF on 8.5, that's probably fine. So a lot of people are going to tell you that 2208 might not be strong enough for an extruder. I have not ran into that issue. I think it's plenty strong. I guess that's based on the extruder gear or the extruder that you're using. But I think 2208 would be fine. Only turn the voltage up if you need it. If you're skipping, if it looks like it's skipping and not driving the filament, turn it up a little bit. That's completely fine. But you have that voltage is based on the motor that you're using and the power that you need. There's a math problem, but I found that doing the math on that, you usually always have to go over about 15% more to get the torque necessary to drive that. So it's fine to turn that 2208 up. Just as long as the motor's not getting hot, you're fine. If the stepper gets hot, or the driver gets hot, it'll take care of itself. It'll actually shut it down, or you'll see it stall. So don't worry about the driver so much. It will be okay. But if that motor is getting hot to the touch, yeah, you've got too much voltage.
What's on the Duet? That 2206s?
2660.
2260. I got you.
It's the 2600 series. That's the bigger one. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I don't guess I have anything with 2208s on it then.
Now 2209 is getting ready to come out. I think some of the Chinese manufacturers are already selling them, but the like water rot and stuff, you can't even get them yet.
All right, so the tank driving place in Melbourne, Florida, also offers tactical laser combat.
Tactical laser combat.
Our favorite package retails for $1,519 with tax and features 2 different tank driving experiences followed by tactical shooting.
Yeah, Michael Fox, just send them on over. I'll take a look at them. Send me an email or whatever, and you can send them to me. I'll test them out.
Yeah, 15 years for the ride.
Why would it block laser tag?
What's that?
The chat blocked laser tag.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
PMP says you're wearing his shirt. He would be correct.
PMP retrospective.
Retrospective.
I don't know who that is.
Right?
Must be a troll.
And what do you mean you heard I was wearing your shirt? You should have been here. I wore it because I miss you, brother. Oh, he doesn't have audio?
Yeah,
that's why I keep this note. So I keep this note right here. Because James always shows up with no sound.
Yeah, Tom, I noticed that they're already taking orders for the AliExpress ones, but they haven't officially released the official silent step stick distributors. They haven't released those yet.
I have to say that I've got on my Slice Engineering shirt, and because I'm fat, I just got one. So I'm happy that I just got my Slice Engineering shirt.
Yeah, I need a new one. I've just about worn mine out. It's such a comfortable shirt.
It is. The cotton on this is just crazy.
Oh yeah.
It is very, very comfortable shirt.
But again, I have to stress that 3D printing people and companies need to stop making black shirts.
Right?
I'm gonna start making myself some yellow Fun King shirts so I don't always have to wear the black ones. Everything in my wardrobe right now is black or dark gray. You know, it's like,
what's wrong with that?
It's hot down here, man. It's hot.
I just don't go outside.
Well, I try not to, but
BQ's already shipping 2209s. Nice. There's just a couple more features on the 2209. I don't know if the torque is actually higher. I haven't seen the data sheet. I really haven't been paying attention to it. I was going to wait until I actually had some in my hand. What somebody said.
Mike said orange shirts are great.
Yeah. Andrew asked, I did actually, like a day after I got back from Murph. I was wearing it around and I had it outside. It looked pretty good. It glows in the dark.
All right. Like this orange shirt right here.
Yeah.
Huh? I think that's Xander's.
Where does it go?
Tom tried to con me into wearing the shirt. He must have sent me a message. I haven't. I don't. Did you? I guess it's on the twits because that's where I never check anything.
And he's not lying. He doesn't check anything.
I don't check anything. I don't even check my phone, do I, Walter?
No. Well, you do. You check to see if I'm calling, and then you just hang it up.
I just make sure it's you, and then I don't answer.
Hit the ignore button.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't have to hit the ignore button for Walter anymore. I now have him in my spam killer.
Oh.
I haven't found my email address. So everyone knows the one and only Chris. That's right. It's on my hoodie. Everybody knows it. half on Twitter. Yeah, that's more like it.
I do not understand. Maybe that'll work. I think it will. Okay.
Idly homemaker, you know.
Apocalypse Survivor.
And I'm glad to see everybody coming back.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we ran them all off last week, but not, being able to perform.
I'm blaming it all on Chris.
It happens to everybody, once.
Carl, I know, man. I use that thing all the time. It saves me from walking up and down the stairs a lot.
Oh yeah, VNC.
Oh yeah.
I use that. I use that to connect from my machine right there to this machine right here, and that machine to Xander and Zach. Like I'll hear Zach getting mad over there, and I'll just like click into his machine to find out what's hanging him up. But it's really funny when he's playing games, and I log into his machine, and then I'll just bump my mouse. In fact, he was on PBS Kids one day, and to get into the different games on that site, it's like a jog wheel, and you have to like spin it around to get to the one that you want to go to. And I kept going into. I think I was going into Bob the Builder, which is not where he wanted to go. And he was getting so mad, and I was dying, and I stood enough around the corner where he couldn't see it, and I was just busting up laughing. And then he started slamming his mouse down, so we had to stop that.
Hey, Apocalypse Survivor, I appreciate that, man. We've been missing us too.
Hey, Carl, there is a program out there that I was using for hang prints, because they're like 14 days long. That really saves the space, and I will try to find what that program is. It is free, but it just takes snapshots, so you don't have to record with OBS.
I've got one of those for Windows.
Yeah, it's going to be way better for what you're doing. I'll try to find the name of it for you.
Derek, it's all boxed up and ready to go, and I promise you it'll go out this week. I still did not get, and I can't remember the name of the other person, but I'm just going to send it all to you, and we'll figure it out from there. It's just you over the pond people that I've dropped the ball on because I have to do paperwork.
Yeah, custom forms are no fun at all.
No, well, and then the lady was telling my wife that, oh, you could ship it flat rate and it would only be like $77 or something. And I'm like, what? I can ship it not flat rate for like $35. It's ridiculous what it costs to ship overseas.
Yeah, this one should do HD. I'll try to find it for you. Yeah, the cheapest that I can send anything overseas is less than 2 pounds. I can ship first class, and it's $24.
No, well, it was just under $80 to ship everything.
Hey, Glenn, I gotta stop you. Matt One UK just sent me a thing on Facebook. Mary Peterson is with Mike Whaley, and we all know Mike Whaley. We all gave him a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Sad news today. My nephew Mike Whaley passed away.
No way.
He leaves behind his wife Brenda and daughter Candy. Also leaves his mother Nancy Whaley and his older brother Steve. He has 2 nephews and a niece and many cousins. He will also be missed by his uncle David Whaley and myself, his aunt. I know he has many friends that will share the loss with us. Please keep all in your prayers. The picture is one from 10 years ago when Mike was healthy and active, and this is how I choose to remember him.
Wow.
That's terrible.
It is posted on his Facebook page. So I just wanted to say that and say Godspeed, Mike Whaley.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry to bring everybody down with that, but I just needed to put it out there.
Yeah, no.
Mike, there's few that were as big a champion for this community as Mike. And,
that's true.
Mike was very active, and it didn't matter who who was hanging out with him, he was there.
Right.
Great guy. I'm glad I got a chance to meet him and his daughter in person and take pictures with him. That's
Yeah,
really,
that makes me really sad.
yeah, that's sad to hear.
I mean, we were always ribbing each other and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if y'all remember at Murph, I kept getting the finger in the air gnomes.
Yeah.
That was all orchestrated by Mike Whaley. He kept bringing them over and putting them on my damn printers. Oh, yeah, that hurts my heart.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So, anyway, I'm sorry, Glenn, didn't mean to interrupt, but that was, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So, anywho, what were you on, Glenn? I forgot.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to resume after that.
Yeah.
I can't either, and I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, I think I was bitching about the price of shipping, and now it's
Now I wish it was more money.
now it just doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's tough.
Michael Fox wants you to give him your shipping address, Chris.
Yeah.
Duo said, wow, just want to say you guys are awesome and we appreciate what you do while you're still here.
There you go.
Yeah. And Lightspeed said Mike just streamed 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's life is fragile. Can be any one of us on any day, that is for sure.
And never guaranteed tomorrow.
No. Treat each day like it is your last.
All right. Yeah. Damn. Okay. So now I got to figure out. I don't have enough table space.
You need a bigger table.
I do. Thing is, I have no room for a bigger table.
No need to apologize for sharing that. That's something that we all needed to know. It's cool.
Yeah, that's important.
We appreciate you sharing it with us.
I completely appreciate it, man. Because I'm staying off of Facebook and Twitter a lot these days, so I'm missing a lot. Matter of fact, I hadn't even really been on YouTube other than watching Disney videos that my wife wants to watch.
I stay off of Facebook as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, it's because it brings your blood pressure up.
It really does. It makes me rage. Everyone should go subscribe to his channel. Everybody should have already done that.
Right. We should already been subscribed to somebody already did it.
Sean said you need an FK1 to use as a table.
All right. This thing is so
I thought it was pretty funny that that all of us were talking about the whole make thing on Twitter yesterday, and then it didn't hit Facebook until today. Like Facebook is always behind.
Yeah. All right.
Tony Ryan, I have lead screws right here for the FK1, and my Prusa is pumping out parts for the FK1. So you are watching me work very slowly on the FK1.
Now, Ben, you have to do some redesign for the 4 screws?
Well, kind of. Okay, so originally I had designed the printer to use a regular 8mm lead screw and an Acme nut. And then when I found those ball screws in the length that I needed and the right price, I redesigned it for the ball screws, but I still have all the original design for the lead screws. So I just have to print the parts out for it. Like they already exist. In fact, I have one set already. So I just have to print one more set. And then the other thing that I have to change is the enclosure for the main board, because I've added the DuX. Thank you to Joe from Project Red. So that's really the only design change, and then programming changes. So
Okay. I was just wondering.
yeah, no, valid question. And then I got to go through the process of taking all those equalizer cables off and stuff because they're not necessary anymore.
Right.
I'm afraid if I leave it, it wouldn't work because it's going to auto level the four corners. Hopefully. Just so the world knows, and I'm not afraid to admit this is way, way outside of my knowledge. Like, I'm doing things that I have no idea how to do. So
yeah, I would really like to either have a Hangouts call or do even a live stream. I don't care, but bar napkin out how that's going to work, because I'm curious at what the firmware is going to look like. Because riprap firmware is not my forte.
right.
I could make a guess at what we would do in Marlin, but I'd really have to sit down and look at it to see how we're going to actually get that to level all the corners.
Well, I think that Duet already does it.
Okay.
Like, I think somebody's already done it. Well, in fact, it has to, because the Railcore technically does it, but with 3.
Okay.
So it would just be a matter of having it do it 4 times.
Yeah, I'm just really interested in the process. So
I have no problem including you in that process.
Yeah,
I'm sure that I was going to include you.
Yeah. Well, and if anybody questions that, I just do this stuff on YouTube. No, I actually enjoy it. I really like this stuff. Yes, Log fell apart. He's as naked as he can be pretty much right at the moment. All right, my parts are done. I should probably wait for them to cool, but that's not my style.
No, Tony, that's not a nice color for those FK1. That is the best color for those FK1 parts, because that is Fun King 3D Yellow PETG by IC3D. Carl said, I've been flying by the seat of my pants for the entire White Knight build. Yeah, I definitely, well, I was going to say I had no business designing my own printer from the ground up, but that's not really true. Everybody should, if they want to, just take it on and not worry about the outcome. But, and I know that, I don't know if I shared it publicly, but after Murph was very draining on me mentally, well, physically too, but mentally it was very draining on me. And it was like, I lost all ambition after Murph. I tanked, which is why I haven't really made any videos and stuff lately. But I'm getting my motivation back. I still get a little sick to my stomach when I think that I have to sit down and still design that electronics case for the board because of how many hours I spent in the design phase of this printer. But we're getting back. We're coming back. With that main board under the bed like it is, now the 2 main boards under the bed, I might just kind of cheat right now and just design a back plate for them to sit on and not actually enclose them yet. And then once I know everything works, then I'll design an enclosure. In fact, I think I just decided that that's what I'm doing.
I really like the way Carl did the White Knight in the drawer. That is really cool. That's a cool setup.
Yeah.
Trying to follow directions here.
Just remember, you can't build a printer worse than an A8.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
you can. Yes, you can.
Yeah, there's a few of them out there. I was getting good results out of my A8, and now I get, it's my second go-to printer now that it's been upgraded to completely not an A8 anymore.
Since you upgraded it to a Prusa Bear?
Yeah, before it was the Bear. I was building the Bear before it was the Bear.
There's probably people that get really mad at me about that.
Well, what's funny too is I'm in the AM8 groups on Facebook and stuff, and every once in a while somebody will post a question, what's the best kit to buy? And it's like, kit, you go get the building materials from Thingiverse and you buy exactly that. You don't buy a kit. What's this kit garbage? That moment when you order 560 connectors and then forget to order a crimper.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing how cheap the crimp tools have gotten for electrical connections. You know, back in my day, which isn't as far back as Walter's day, but back in my day, to buy the proper crimping tool.
4:25, an hour 25 minutes in. I'm so proud of you two. You're really growing.
But no, the crimping tool, like to buy a proper crimp tool was like ridiculous. It was $200 or $300. You know, now you can get a decent crimping tool for $20.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I was waiting for the opportune moment, and that one felt pretty good.
They had to get it just right.
Yep. Pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to go for the cheesy ones anymore. I'm gonna work for them from now on.
Yeah, well, that you know, we've been doing the cheesy ones for a while now. We might as well make them good. Make them count.
Now it'll be a contest to see who can get the first one in, but the latest.
Yeah.
There you go. I like that one.
New printer build I am working on is made out of 6 clipboards and 6 tomato sticks.
Oh, what?
I'm not even sure how that would work, but you know.
Clipboards and 6 tomato sticks. All right.
Tony Ryan, I'm putting together my rep box that I got at Murph.
Michael Fox said it was worth the wait.
I agree.
At their age, it will be who remembers to make the first install.
That's funny since he's older than me.
Oh. Oh, that was good. That worked out just wonderfully.
You know, Glenn, you're a few months younger than I am, or older than I am, younger than I am, right?
Yeah, like 2 or 3 months?
Yeah, December, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a few months. I think Carl's like 40 years older than we are.
Oh, at least. God, have you seen the guy?
Yeah, I have.
Oh. No, it's funny because that the whole age thing has become like such a joke around here that the kids do it to me all the time now.
Oh, do they?
And Zach just thinks he's the funniest because he's always like, "You're a dinosaur." Like he doesn't even try. It's just like, it's because you're a dinosaur.
You're so much older than Uncle Walt. That's what they're going to start saying.
Well, we were talking. I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday, but I said something to Xander like, you know, that was a while back or something, and Grisel was like as old as Walt or something.
Yeah.
No, there was and I can't even remember what it is now. We've been watching that TV show called The Good Place, which I didn't even know that TV show existed. I found it kind of by accident on Netflix and got hooked on it. But they just finished their 3rd season, but they made some kind of age joke, and I thought, oh, I got to use that one on Walter, but I can't even remember what it was. But
That's because you're old.
It was something like, you know, something about because I've been here since the beginning of time or something. I don't know. Yeah. But that show is so funny.
I don't know, man. I've been watching the the Star Wars cartoons. I did not know the writing on those was as good as what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched them.
Yeah, I'm watching Star Wars Rebels right now. I hadn't watched it, but it's pretty good, I have to say. I think Resistance is the newest one. What are you laughing at?
3D Maker Kid said, yeah, Xander and I go back and forth trying to make good age jokes. And then Carl said, once you two youngins learn the rest of the alphabet, it'll be easier.
That's funny.
Apocalypse. I can never say that word. Apocalypse Survivor wants to know rebels or clones.
Man, that's tough because I've watched more clones than I have rebels, and I like but I like rebels too. I can't. I'm not going to sit here and say it was either or. I'd watch them both.
Tom Llama, I have not got to watch Good Omen yet, but it is on my list to watch. So it's good to know that it's funny. The preview wasn't so good for it, but
My wife just got done watching that, and she's been talking about it ever since.
yeah.
What's the name of it?
Good Omen.
Oh, that's the one where the good guy and the devil. The picture.
Yeah, like they lose their archangel or something, and then they have to they team
You
up.
got to
Yeah.
work together.
Yeah, I just finished watching the third season. I went back and watched the whole thing of Sneaky Pete. I enjoyed that series, but it took a year and a half for the third season to come out. So I just went back and watched the whole thing, and I've been.
Ron got me. Uncle Ron said, when God said, "Let there be light," Walter complained that the light woke him up. Got something for you too, buddy. I cannot see how that mounts. Can you see? What the crap?
Robert Reynolds wants to know if there's if anybody knows of a donation place to help out Mike's family.
Say again.
Robert Reynolds wants to know if there's a donation.
I did not see one. Now, whether or not there are or not, I don't know. I haven't dug into it since we're online. I haven't dug into it.
We'll definitely have to get the details on that. I'm missing a foot.
They're usually at the end of your legs.
They are. They really are.
Well, they're supposed to be.
Not laying under the bed or.
Why can't I ever find anything?
Starting to catch up with you, ain't it, youngin?
Well, you can only work on 3 or 4 dozen things at once, and then you start to lose stuff, I guess. Maybe I dropped it on the way over here.
Maybe so. I wish they had these more clearly defined where it says seal kit and not seal kit, so I didn't have to
I had to wait for the Garden of Eden to grow.
Hey, speaking of which, we are having fresh field peas tonight for supper that come out of the garden in the backyard.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I am going to make some homemade salsa tonight and can it from tomatoes that came out of the backyard.
So my wife has been buying fresh vegetables, mainly to help me eat more vegetables, keep my blood sugar under control. But the peas are the one thing, like she bought fresh peas and made them. They tasted awful.
Oh, yeah?
Awful. It's like the one vegetable that I can't take fresh. Like, I don't like them out of a can either. They're disgusting. But like steamed, like microwave steamable are fine. But something about the fresh, I don't know.
Oh, I got you.
When so old, there was still life on Mars. Oh yeah, but that means I could have been born yesterday because there is life on Mars.
Robert Riggins asked me if I got any tips for resin printing. He just got the AlphaWise W10. Can't get a single successful print. I got it leveled right and sliced right, but I get clumping or nothing. Dude, I've got one resin printer, and no, I mean I don't. Haven't had to fight with mine. I am not gonna lie. Mine has worked pretty much since I got it, except for when I let it get way too cold, because the cold will affect it tremendously.
Well, and then my resin printing experience, I found that when I took it out of the box and set it over there on the floor, which is where it's been since I took it out.
You actually do have to use it in order for it to be any good. But no, as far as tips and tricks, I don't have any because I haven't had to do anything like that.
So 3D Jimmy said peas taste better in maple syrup, which wouldn't be good for me, but okay. Tom Mama said that's not food, that's what food eats. And then Michael Fox said, I'm just a pea hater. I'm a pea racist. I have not ordered any resin yet. I know I need to. I need to get motivated. But again, the FK1 is still my top priority. So, and I'm just getting motivated now to touching that. So let's take this slow and one step at a time. I think really what motivated me was getting the monitors and like starting to clean up my area again. I think that's kind of got me. I think my my collecting problem is bringing me down. I still have to get over to our local library and fix their printer. I'm going to see if they'll let me take it off site and bring it home.
Are you using OBS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
I saw the lag. I was just wondering.
Oh, the OBS lag?
Yeah, the lag in audio.
Yeah, otherwise I don't get to push cool buttons like this and give you this view of me, and then I can push this button over here and you can see my hands here. Like, woo.
There's one. Need two.
My resin is at room temperature, 30 to 40 degrees centigrade, and I've tried with the resin they included, and some of that was well reviewed on Amazon, and nothing.
Yeah, like I said, I have no idea.
Could it not be a bad printer? I mean,
it could be. I mean,
nothing has ever.
Sounds like it's not getting cured.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, your first layer. What's the length of time on your first layer, Robert? Because mine's 90 seconds, and then everything after that's like 13 or 14 seconds.
I'm going to do the remainder of the stream like this.
All right.
You look like you should be on a quarter.
I should be.
On a quarter.
Uncle Ron said I need a haircut. I'm starting to look like Chris Riley's hair. So okay, I'm gonna let out a little secret. So a company sent me a printer, the Tina 2, and we unboxed it, but I haven't printed with it yet, and I haven't shot the final scenes yet. So I don't want to cut my hair yet because I'm gonna shoot the final scenes with long, scraggly hair. Because when we shot the opening, I had really short hair. So it's going to look like it took forever. Do not do that, Glenn. I can shoot the camera up my nose. Yes, you do. Yeah, we were at Grant and I. We went to that bowling thing yesterday, the fundraiser, and then we went to a store in Orlando called Skycraft, which is an electronic surplus. One of my favorite stores in the whole world. And they had a USB microscope.
Nice.
Like it was just a camera on a little stand, and it had like 1,000-time magnification. And I so wanted to buy it, but I didn't want to spend the $30. But
cool.
I thought that would be really cool for like checking traces on a board, and
Yeah.
it was really neat. They had it shining down on a penny, and like the scratches and stuff in the penny was amazing to be able to see that. You did miss the old joke. I only laid out one, and it was what, an hour and 43 minutes or something in? I don't know.
Yeah.
125.
Yeah, something like that. 124, 125.
It was good. I waited, I said something about like back in my day, which wasn't quite as far back as Walter's day.
Yeah, that's about it.
No, wait. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I'll eat alone. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean that sounds all correct to me, Robert. I mean, I don't know really what to tell you other than that, because that's basically all that I do on mine. Now, I mean, if there's any type of, you know, film or haze over your FEP, your clear sheet, then I could see that being an issue. But if not, then I really don't know.
Lester, if that question is about the microscope, it was on like a 10-inch tablet, but it's just USB. You just plug it into your computer, so you can have it on whatever size screen you got. And then 3D Jimmy said, I don't know how to fix, but my money's on focus or underpower.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean that's difficult to say though. You know, focus maybe.
Can you control that?
The focus, I
Yeah.
doubt it.
So then it would come down to being a bad printer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, Robert, I'd absolutely try to get it exchanged. Don't take no for an answer. I do want to give a shout out to APC, which is part of Snyder Electric. Both of my battery backups started giving me battery failure at about the same time. One of the units is older than the other, but it has new batteries in it, and they're both under 2 years old. But Snyder, like, we did some troubleshooting, everything was okay for a while. Now it's acting up again. They're going to send new batteries. So,
Well, that's good of them.
and I mean, it wasn't even like, oh, well, we need to see your receipt, or they were like, okay, well, we'll get you some new batteries out.
That's pretty good.
That's not a cheap endeavor either. I've replaced those before. That's good.
Yeah, well, these ones, it's about, I think it was 52 or 54 bucks a pack.
Sounds about right.
It's 2 of the 12-volt gel cells. But
So is yours like a 100?
1,500.
1500? Yeah. Well, I meant 1000. Mine's 1000. Yeah, I think it takes 2 of the 12.
Yeah, and then, well, the ones that are in these, it's the 2 battery, but they got them stuck together with a big sticker, and then it's got something in between them, like a piece in between them with the connector. So you just stick them in, and it makes connection for you. You don't have to hook the wire up like the smaller ones.
Oh, cool.
But like, I priced out buying generic batteries and just taking it apart and putting my own in there, but it was only like $3 difference. And by paying that $3, I got warranty. So, and good warranty apparently at that.
There you go.
Nice to find a company that. And Snyder's the company that owns Square D, like as far as breakers and panels and stuff go.
Oh, I didn't know that. I always loathed Square D because they were the proprietary. Everything else fit everything else except Square D.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you know that it's against code to put a breaker into a breaker box that's not the same manufacturer?
I did not know that was code.
Well, it depends on where you live too.
Well, if there's codes, yes. But the National Electrical Code, like I had to, so Siemens and Murray are both made by Siemens. And I had some Murray breakers, and I had to actually get a letter from Siemens stating it was okay to use a Murray breaker in a Siemens box for it to pass inspection. Even though they're made by the same people.
That's ridiculous.
Agreed.
Well, obviously, my city inspector either didn't know that or didn't care.
Or didn't care, right?
Probably more of the second.
Probably.
Need to get a bigger UPS. Currently have 2 Walmart UPSs daisy chained. not really sure how. I know APC, again, the company I just praised, will have a coronary if you tell them that your battery backup was plugged into a surge suppressor.
Really?
So don't plug a battery backup into a surge strip. And I can't, this is going back years ago, so I can't remember why that was bad. But if your battery backup fails, never admit that it was plugged into a surge strip. You just tell them it was plugged straight to the wall.
Huh.
Yeah, Duo says daisy chaining UPSs is a very bad idea. I think it's fine for as far as battery run time, but I think it causes problems with the surge suppression.
This is not. This cannot be right.
Yeah, I run all of these printers, whatever I'm running back here at the time, on one 650 VA battery backup. I don't know if I've ever been running them all when the power went out, though. The FK1 doesn't currently have a battery backup because it's going to need a big one. And then my machines, I have two 1500s that run my computers. Well, this computer runs on a 650, but the two 1500s run my server, all my network equipment, and then my other computer. Ron, so you work with a guy that plugged the surge strip into itself and couldn't figure out why it wouldn't work. Well, what you have to plug it into the wall first, turn it on, and then you have to unplug it from the wall and plug it into itself very quickly. You have to do it very quickly, and then it'll continue to.
I'm gonna have to get a drill and drill these out.
I have to admit, when I was a kid, when I was about 6 years old, I took two mirrors outside, and I was playing. I was reflecting the sun with the mirror, and I reflected it from one to the other one, and then I thought, oh, if I turn this really fast, can I trap the sun in between there? It didn't work.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But I was 6, and I was onto something. I was going to trap the sun and take it inside.
God dang it, man.
Swamp guy hammer.
Yeah, right?
As Adam Savage says, everything's a hammer.
Yeah, I need a heavier one.
Yeah, go ahead. Grab that caliper there and give it a whack.
Yeah, right. I started to.
I know. I seen you reaching for it because it kind of looks like a hammer.
I've got a friggin' hammer right down here, too. Hold on. We can put a hammer on it. I got a hammer. Look at that. It worked like a champ.
Right tool for the job.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a little overkill. 24-ounce framing hammer.
Matt Jake from State Farm said that this is like the 5th different tool Walter has used as a hammer today.
Well, All right, so there. Now I have holes all the way through these. Now I got to do the other one.
Duo said, when you daisy chain two UPS systems, you will almost never get more runtime. In theory, when the power goes out, the first battery backup would kick in, which would make the second battery backup think that everything is okay.
Yeah.
Until the first one died. Then the second one would switch over to battery. I mean, that's how it works in my head.
Yeah, but one problem with that is, well, no, I don't guess so. Oh, that had a nut in it. That won't work. Yeah, no, it should work that way, right?
It makes sense to me, but
I don't know. Ask that engineer we got on the other screen.
Yeah, right. That's what I would guess. I don't know for sure.
I mean, technically, the second UPS shouldn't even know that the power is out as long as the first UPS is holding it up.
right.
Should.
But I know when Hurricane Irma went through last year and we were running on the generator for that week, like when I hooked up the TV and the Xbox for the kids to have something to do, I put the battery backup in between it to clean the power from the generator, and the UPS was well aware that something wasn't right.
I can tell you this: if you plug one of those UPSs into a DC inverter, it will say, "No way, this power isn't clean enough."
Yeah.
I can understand that.
I tried to do that when we were 3D printing on the way to Murph last year.
I hope that's easy enough to test. Daisy chain a couple of UPS systems together and kill the power.
Yeah.
I might do that. I mean, I got a couple of them sitting here for work.
Yeah, that's right. Uncle Ron tried to do it too. I forgot about that.
Consumer level UPS systems don't put out clean enough power and will break the daisy chain. Well, that's scary to think that. I hope that's not actually true, because if it's not putting out clean enough power, whatever is plugged into it, then, I mean, we're trusting our computer equipment to this power coming out of it.
Yep.
So I watched a computer topic off topic of UPS, but I watched a video yesterday put out by, it wasn't CNET. It was one of the big computer people. I can't remember, but you know, like one of the ones like CNET. But it was about how to get Windows 10 licenses cheap or free, which I thought was really weird. PC World. I thought it was really weird for PC World to be putting out a video like this. And really what it came down to was you can wait for Black Friday sales. You can sign up for college.
Right.
I guess there's some type of an auction site that you can buy licenses from when they're surplus licenses and stuff. But what I thought was funny was she was talking about the OEM license for Windows 10 and how you can only use it on one computer. That's why you get to buy OEM licenses cheaper. And, you know, if you have to change out your motherboard or something that it may not reactivate, that Microsoft might let you, but chances are that that OEM license is going to die with that computer. And then she goes, so yeah, if you lose your motherboard or maybe even your power supply. And I'm thinking, wait, what? That computer doesn't know what power supply is in it. And these are supposed to be the authoritative figures on this?
Yeah. Yep.
Your computer PSU will filter the power and will run things just fine. Well, that's interesting. Plug the first UPS into the second and the second into the first and try catching the sunlight again. You guys are mean. I'm not sharing anything with you guys anymore.
That's all right. As soon as we're done with this stream, I'm going to put I think I've said this before, but I'm going to put a dehumidifier and a humidifier in the same room.
And let them fight it out.
That's right.
See which one wins.
You have to connect the drain bucket to the source bucket so that the water just keeps moving.
That's right.
Put some rocks in between so you got a waterfall.
And somehow I'll work in the Philodry.
Yeah, there you go. Or maybe that new one that you're buying.
Yeah.
All right.
What 3D Maker Kid? Oh, does anyone here know how many solar panels I would need to run a CR10 and about 20 fans? It wouldn't really take that many. Like one full size panel would definitely do it. I'm still looking into solar for the whole house. UPS is constantly drawing current from the battery, and the battery is fed ripples of current similar to PMS, whose sums is great enough to keep them topped off over time. Some UPSs actually run off of the wall current until it detects the drop, then switches to battery. And I can't remember what they're called, but there's two different designations on that. The better ones are the ones that run off a battery all the time. I plugged my UPS into itself for perpetual energy. Yeah, I had a couple of ideas for perpetual motion as a child, not realizing that that was impossible. I can't remember what I had done, but
Sounded like a good idea at the time.
yeah, I think
You
it
know,
was
you can
when
do anything you put your mind to.
I think it was when I realized that if you spin a motor, it generates power. And I thought, oh, if I hook two motors together and then wire them around and spin it, it'll just go. That didn't work either.
Sounded like a good idea.
Schneider is a great company for solar controller too. I will look into that because I want to look into Tesla's system as well. But my local power company actually has a deal where they will come out. They come out and they put a device on your property for a set period of time. I don't know what the time is, but it monitors for you and then tells you if where you want to put the panels is viable, you know, how much sun it gets, how well it'll do. But I want to line my garage roof with solar panel.
Where the heck did you go?
Walter's gone. He ran away.
I did. I dropped the screw.
Echo, play show tunes.
Yeah, got it cut off. Ha, 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 ha.
So funny.
He's just hilarious.
Well, somebody out there's now listening to show tune. There is perpetual motion. Ever watched a politician give a speech?
Yeah, right.
4,000 gigawatts of power. Yeah, 1.21 gigawatts.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to do some part cleaning on this rep box before I can go any further. So I am done for the day on this thing. The holes are not cleaned out where the nuts go in, so I can't get it to screw together. That's all right though. Got a lot of it done.
Well, I got all the plastic parts back. I have to redo the wiring, but I made it.
Sweet. Sweet.
I should know how to put this thing together by now.
Most months I have a negative electric bill. That's what I'd like to get to.
Yeah, see, our local won't do that. You can have you can have a zero. You can't have a negative.
Yeah, no, our power company will buy it back from you, but
Really?
only up to a certain percentage, and only at 90% what you pay.
Yeah, right. I hear you. Which is ridiculous because they're getting paid for what they buy back from you.
Uncle Ron said, "Booch didn't clean out your nut holes, Walter."
What? That's correct. That is correct.
Telling you, life rules.
Don Gould said, "Keep the wires loose, just so it's easy to replace parts on the log." Yeah, who needs cable management?
That's what I do. Its guts are just falling out 90% of the time. And Nappin was on here, and it makes him very uncomfortable.
I can't say anything. My country bow over there, the box on it was open right on up until 3 weeks before Murph this year.
Yep.
It was working. Why mess with it?
That's right. Don't look at it. It'll stop working.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Y'all know what time it is.
Oh, it is that time, isn't it?
It is.
All righty.
Chris, you're up.
All right. Well, this has been a fun-filled 2 hours that felt like around 5 minutes. So, thank you for everyone that comes to the Fun in the Country Basement. It's always a good time. It's great hanging out with Glenn and Walter. Thank you, Google, for holding up. We really appreciate that. Golf claps. I am Chris Riley from Chris's Basement on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter if you would like, Chris Riley 3D. You can always send me an email, whatever you'd like. I make a little bit of content and I break things now and then, and mostly it's just fluff. But other than that, take it away, Glenn.
Everybody, I am Glenn. This is Fun King 3D, and again, I thank you all for tuning into these streams because it's a lot of fun for us, and it makes it even more fun to have you along for the ride. I am back working on the FK1 officially. I do have to figure out how to make that into content without it being long, drawn out, and boring, but we will figure that out. But it's all going to get better. FunCountryBasement.com will always tell you where the streams are every Sunday. There's also buttons down along the bottom so that you can subscribe to each and every one of us because that helps pump our egos. And I just want to throw a personal Mike Wiley's family.
Yeah. I got you. I got you.
So, sincerest apologies to you guys, and yeah. So, to you, Walter.
All right. I'm Walter from Country 3D. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Country 3D. We tinker, we print, we build stuff using 3D printers, including new printers sometimes. Most of the time, I don't build nothing. I just get halfway through stuff. And as Glenn was trying to say, if you will, please keep Mike Whaley's family in your thoughts and prayers and send good thoughts their way. And I'm going to keep a lookout and see if there's any way that we can help them out if they need any help. I know they weren't very well off. And I will try to keep that on Twitter and Facebook if I can find anything like that. Thank you for watching Fun in the Country Basement. And this one dedicated to Mike Whaley. Take it easy, buddy. Y'all have a great day.